I think Banksy still lives in Bristol.
I know people that do. We're really kind of tightening the business up.
Oh, bloody hell, you quoted £800 for her, and mine's £1,700.
But maybe, about like 10% of our work Move On is commercial. Breaking through that barrier, going out and going out and fighting another day, and that's what it's all about. I lost my dad in 2013 to
This question is, what's your biggest win in 2023?
me and Joe, and now we can send them out the press of a button. Having all this cash in your bedroom or something, because you think, I wouldn't want to blow my own trumpet.
How many times have you said that?
Hi guys, welcome to this month's episode of Movecast. Today we have the pleasure of Richard from Move On, who travelled here today from Bristol. Richard has got a very well-respected, fantastic removals company, started in 2013, and we're looking forward to getting the knowledge from him and where he's heading in his business and where he's been. Nice to meet you, mate.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming today.
No, thanks for having me.
You're welcome,
it's
man.
Great to be here. Definitely.
First thing to touch on is I love your top.
Thanks very much.
It reminds me a bit of a cycling top. Is it a cycling top?
Yeah, it's a similar material.
Yeah,
so it's like a cycling top or a cricket top, and
it's good, yeah.
The branding is actually part of the fabric. It's not actually vinyl or embroidered. It's actually manufactured as part of the fabric. So
Nice,
it's really good.
You must be earning some money.
You need to up your game, boys. We need to get an eye.
That's good.
Let's get
That's
an eye
really
move
good.
on.
I bet it's quite comfortable to work in as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's really good because it's quite a breathable material. So when the team are doing big moves and stuff up and down stairs, they're not getting hot or uncomfortable, or it's good. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll touch on a bit more clothing later, shall we?
Yeah.
So we always start this podcast with a question to the guest. This question is, what's your biggest win in 2023 as a removal business owner?
Nice question.
Thank you. Yeah, our biggest win. It was completely unexpected, but we got an email back in June saying that we'd been selected for Which Trusted Trader of the Year. Out of 6,000 trade businesses in the UK, we'd been selected as the final 4 to go up to the main Which Awards up in London. And it was amazing. And there are big companies like Mercedes and Apple and Google there. And then there were 4 trade businesses.
Okay.
We didn't win on the day, but just being there and being selected was amazing for us, And we were selected for Which Trusted Trader of the Month as well for November. So that's a massive achievement, and we can really promote the Trusted Trader of the Month. So,
That's something you can shout about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Congratulations for that, mate. Amazing
well
work.
done.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
One thing with me is
How does one get How does one get voted for that? How do you just get recognised, or do you go into a pot?
It's a completely independent panel of judges, so they're not from Which, they're kind of specialists in the consumer industry and stuff like that. So they pick all of the companies, and it's such a rigorous process, like choosing the winners, and
who actually were you competing against? Is it other removal companies or not?
Well, there are other removal companies that Which Trusted Traders, but it was in the final 4. There was a stairlift company, a window company, and a roofing company, and us, the removal company.
And who won?
It was the window company up they're based up in Scotland, but
well, it's like you say, amazing to get invited to that in London
it's a
as
good
well.
achievement.
Congratulations, man. Big win.
It was really, really exciting.
I bet,
Totally blown away by it.
It's
It's,
great.
Did they put on a big 3-course meal and stuff, or did you have to pay for all that?
No, you didn't have to pay. It was all put on for
Oh,
free,
wow.
and it was all like drinks and canapes and networking with the other businesses there. So and meeting the leadership team as well at Which, and so it's a really exciting day. And we took our whole team up there at the time. All six
I've seen the
movers
photos, look really
came
cool.
up with us,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
our operations manager Aidan and me and Joe went
Yeah.
up. But it was a really good day. Yeah.
It's good
Cool.
to promote that stuff as well, isn't it? And like, obviously, it's a good achievement, but it's good to show that you've actually been voted for
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well
Yeah,
done,
yeah,
mate. Yeah.
yeah.
Great work.
Thank you. Yeah.
So your company, when did you start it? What's it look like today, and when did you start it?
So I started back in 2013, and I just started as a man with a van, really, because I was working in construction before and I had a van, but I hated the job I was doing. I was a foreman for a decorating company, and it was long hours, it was a lot of pressure. And I just wanted to do something with a bit more freedom and do something I had complete control of.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine was making good money with his van, and then I started doing it, and it really took off, and I really enjoyed it. So
Well, we were talking a little bit off air about our personality, wasn't we?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
our anxiety issues and how it's good and bad.
Yeah.
But obviously, through having those kind of like anxiety issues, it actually pushes business on, doesn't it? Because you can focus so heavily on something that you make it a success. Would you say that's what you've done?
It really does, yeah. I think every part of your growth within a business and every part of your growth personally, it's all quite painful growth, you know,
Yeah.
because you're under a lot of pressure, and suddenly you're under so much pressure, and you suddenly get a breakthrough, and you're like, oh, all the pressure's gone. You're out the other side. You're kind of, and then you feel like you've got somewhere. You've grown.
Yeah.
You've grown personally. You've grown as a leader. You've grown as a business, and
It was all worth it.
yeah.
So,
So,
I don't know, mate. Can I take it back a little bit further?
yeah.
Can we start at your childhood? How you were brought up, what your upbringing was like, and how you were at school?
Yeah.
I'm always interested in that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I grew up down in Devon, actually, in Torbay.
Okay.
I was born in Manchester. I lived there for the first 3 years of my life, and then we moved down to Devon. And I think I was from quite a working class family. We were always kind of struggling to make ends meet, really, and we never really had much money. But we were really, you know, loving family and really close. And I think I owe a lot to my parents, and because you learn everything from them, and they really give you a foundation in life, you know.
Well, it's nice because this podcast, you know, it's not only an opportunity to speak about the business, but also to show some appreciation, isn't it? So
Yeah.
you probably do that anyway to your parents, but it'd probably be nice for them to watch this and understand.
Very true. Yeah.
So it's nice, you know. It's not all about money, is it? When you're a kid, it's about being loved, and that puzzles enough, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It's not, no.
Yeah.
I think I lost my dad in 2013 to cancer, and that was one of the main things that made me want to start a business of my own and kind of get more control over my life, because
without a doubt.
you know, my dad worked in a very rewarding role as like in social services. He loved dealing with the people. but
Helped a
he
lot of
hated-
people.
that's right. Yeah. And it's good to help people with removals as well, I think.
Yeah.
But it's
Passing
it's
that
one of
legacy
my
on.
biggest motivators. Yeah. But
So you lost your dad then. Sorry to hear that, by the way.
that's okay. Yeah.
But you started a business in the same year, so you kind of use that as energy.
as a springboard.
Yeah.
For change, for positive change.
See, they say, don't they? Some people you can use negative things for you, or we can go against you. And you obviously prime example of using that energy and that like it's a horrible situation, but that's drove you on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's good to see because you can go the other way as well, can't you?
Yeah.
People do, don't they?
yeah.
I think more
think
people
that's
would
true.
go the other way than the way you've chose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that my dad, you know, it was two years after he retired, he died, and people work their whole lives for their retirement, but they don't live their life for the now, because at the end of the day, your retirement might never happen. And if you live for the moment, live every day as if it was your last.
then
Definitely.
Enjoy
That's
the journey.
what life's about.
It is, isn't it?
It made me think, like, I wasn't doing that with my life, and I thought there must be more to life than what I was
great,
doing.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
great,
Have you got children?
Yeah, I've got our daughter's 3 now.
3,
and, So
So do you find that you are putting time aside for your 3-year-old, you and Joe?
more and more now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've really got the business to a point where we're not having to work weekends.
Yeah.
We can switch off in the
nice,
evenings, and
That's great, yeah.
it's great to have it under that much control, where we're beginning to get our lives back again now.
Who does the nursery runs?
We take it in turns, actually.
The staff.
But obviously in the removals industry, it doesn't switch off at 5 o'clock, does it, unfortunately?
It doesn't, no. There's always things to deal with. Yeah.
Whether it's customers getting in touch or whether it's staff asking questions for the following day, or you just got stuff to do for the following day job-wise, it doesn't really stop, does it? So that's why I like to always ask about family, because it's something I'm really conscious of, losing time with my family to this beast.
That's right.
Work-life balance in it.
Yeah.
Finding the
It's a
right
big-
balance
yeah.
is so important. It's so really
It's
important.
difficult, isn't it? I don't actually like the word balance, because it kind of implies that there is a perfect balance.
Yeah.
But is there a perfect balance?
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard because if you, I suppose there isn't now, but there ain't. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to get that level playing field. You need to make it balanced. Well, if you're too much work, and your personal life's suffering, then you need to balance it back out. So I think it's a bit of toing and throwing, and giving some, and then giving some to the other. You know what I mean?
I don't like getting to the point where I feel guilty, and then I stop everything removal wise and dedicate all my time over there because I'm doing it wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm doing it wrong like that.
I think it depends what comes up, doesn't it, throughout the year? What comes up, what you need. You need to be there for the most important things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, whether it's business or personal.
Yeah.
So how do you find working alongside your wife? Like, is it?
It can be very challenging. I think work-wise, we're very different people, but we've actually found what motivates us is very similar.
Okay, yeah.
But she's very, very good at the kind of whole organisation side of things and all of the keeping on top
Normal
of the
women stuff.
invoices and if the business was left to me, it would be falling down around my ears, to be honest.
That's good to hear. That's nice, isn't it?
She really is the glue that kind of holds everything together.
And I'm sure she'd say the same about you. If you weren't around, then it would collapse without you.
Yeah.
You give yourself a pat on the back as well.
Yeah, no, it's I'm annoying sometimes, but I'm really I'm really the people person in the business. I go out and make the connections. I build the bridges. I'm quite good at the surveys and sales side of things.
You're very positive and energetic. I find. I've only known it, man. Like a bit, but I get good energy.
Buy off Richard.
Yeah. It's so positive. It's a good trait to have, mate. Just for
It's really good. Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm a big believer in doing what you're good at.
Yeah. Playing to your strengths. Because if you're in a team and everyone's playing to their strengths, then they're in flow at the end of the day, and they're highly effective.
Well, I speak to a lot of removal companies, obviously, through iMove and other things, and it's quite interesting to hear how many companies and how many people they're focused on getting off the vans. I need to get off the vans so I can spend all my time in the office and do that side of things.
Yeah.
When in reality, they're probably good on the vans, and they might not be that good in the office. So you put someone where they belong, and you do what you're good at. Do you know what I mean?
Very true. Yeah.
And I'm big on that. Put people in the right places.
Yeah.
I think if you own a business, though, you need to be working on the business, don't you?
Yeah.
If you're the business owner, you need to be working on the business.
Yeah. or you put people in the places so you don't need to
Yeah,
worry
of
about
course,
that.
yeah,
You know what I
without
mean?
doubt, yeah.
Like I'm not very good. I'm all right, but I wouldn't want to sit behind a computer all day answering the phone and booking people in and stuff.
Yeah.
Esther's phenomenal at that.
Yeah,
So you just
yeah.
put Esther in that place. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, you know,
They-
just because it says Warren's everywhere doesn't mean Warren's the best in every department.
Oh,
No,
without doubt,
no,
no, that's why you have people.
They would tell me something and I'd forget about it. I'd be like, and then they'd be chasing us up about it. You know,
Yeah.
Where's this quote you're meant to send us?
It's a skill, isn't it? That.
Not now you've got iMove though, yeah.
No, very, very true.
Yeah. So let's kick it back. So what was you like at school?
So at school, primary school was great. Yeah, really friendly primary school, and secondary school was good, but I was always someone that was different, you know, and I think they had a very kind of industrial way of thinking. So they're trying to put you into like a factory job or an office job and you come at them with something creative. Like I was always into music, and you say you want to be a musician or something like that, and they would say, you're never going to get anywhere with that. You may as well just forget about it, you know. And they didn't encourage creativity and freedom of thought.
Did they not know?
Oh, really?
And being an entrepreneur didn't really
didn't
exist
suit.
back then. You had like Richard Branson and stuff like that, but,
but it
you
weren't
didn't
really-
have these people that were like self-made, like you know, Elon Musk or Bill Gates
Yeah,
or
it was like the turf, the
Steve
big
Jobs
coats and
or-
the hats back in the day, weren't
Yeah.
they? Like the businessmen. You know what I mean?
I just want to quickly, before we skim over this part, music.
yeah.
Talk to me about that. Were you a singer, or were you just interested in like the instruments?
Well, I'm a trumpet player, but
okay.
I did music technology at university, so I used to be a producer, but then I got more into live music, so I was
Did
out
you?
playing the trumpet. I used to play in a big band.
Okay, cool,
I used to
yeah.
play in a reggae and ska band. We used to travel all over the
Amazing.
UK.
Alright.
No way.
It was,
Little hidden talent.
really,
Have you got
really
a trumpet
fun.
in your car today or not? Do you carry a trumpet around?
I haven't. I mean, people say I used to be really good, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to blow my own trumpet. You know? Yeah,
How many times you said that?
that's a
Yeah,
good one. Yeah, you can only get away with that one once, really, can't you?
And it'll be online now, so that's probably the last time you'll ever have to use that one.
Yeah, but
So that was that primary school? No, secondary school.
University, that wasn't it? Yeah.
that was university. But I was really into music right through my childhood because my parents were musical and my grandparents as well. So music was always a big part of the family, really.
You got brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I've got a brother. Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Yeah. Does he work within the business?
He's into sound engineering.
Is
yeah,
he?
so he does sound engineering at a couple of different venues
Does
and
he?
stuff. So
Nice.
he's really good at it.
We'll have to get him down to sort this podcast audio out. mate.
he would love that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
after uni, so what got you into removals? How did you?
Well, what was your first job after uni then? What did you get into?
The first job I had was in a yacht club, working in the kitchen.
Was it?
That was like, I think I've been through so many different jobs at that kind of age, and I just couldn't stick at any one. I was just not really any good at.
That must be the removal blueprint because Warren was a chef as well.
Yeah.
you worked in
Yeah.
the kitchen.
I've had about 400 jobs like that,
Yeah,
before I found removals and stuck at it.
I think I just went wild for a weekend and didn't come into work, and that was it. She phoned me up and said, you know, we don't want you in anymore.
Bloody
And I
hell.
was like, but things happen for a reason, don't
Yeah,
they?
of course they do. Yeah. I was a chef in a number of different places, but there was one point where Rob didn't have a job, and I was a kitchen manager, and I kind of had a bit of a say on who I employed.
Yeah.
So I got Rob in.
Best employee ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
His first day.
Was it? Steak baguette, was it?
His first day, the boss walked in, like into the kitchen, and Rob had a big steak baguette in his
the most
it was-
expensive thing
yeah.
on the menu. You right, mate?
That was your first meeting to the
Yeah,
big
that
boss,
was
wasn't it?
the
Like,
first meeting, yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Funny
that was a
times,
funny
wasn't
job,
it?
that was, wasn't
That
it?
was great, yeah.
I remember I
yeah.
fell asleep once. I fell asleep outside the kitchen on the chair. And about half an hour had gone by and I hadn't sent any food down because it was like a lift. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
the
send
lift,
the
Yeah,
food
it
down.
went down the
Yeah,
lift.
yeah. And
yeah.
a waitress came up like, wake up, what are you doing? And I had about 10 checks on.
10 checks,
Oh
yeah.
my
I
God.
must have been knackered.
I've never the one. I never digress,
Yeah.
but the one meal come back. Obviously, someone complained, and the one meal come back, and we looked at it, and it goes burnt and cold. I was like, how does something get burnt and cold? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's one of Warren's meals. But yeah, I found that funny. But
I
yeah, so you
claim I was a good chef, you know, but I wasn't really, was I?
he was a microwave chef, innit?
Yeah.
I think I was similar. I knew the chef, so he kind
okay,
of
so
got me,
you
got me
that's
a
how it
job
works,
there.
isn't it?
And I think while I was there, it went really well, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't right. Yeah,
It was free
so-
food, I used to think. It's just free food,
Yeah, that's
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Split shifts. Split shifts.
It-
Did you used to do split shifts?
Always got fed.
You
Yeah,
used to split shifts because in the
We did,
catering
we did,
world,
yeah.
there's a lot of split shifts.
lunchtime and then late evenings.
Yeah.
For me,
yeah.
a split shift is like it's my worst nightmare. Although
Yeah.
when you have a business, you don't even get a split shift. It's all
No.
shift in it. But like split shift, it's like you go to work twice in one day. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
yeah.
And then you're winding down, and then you've got to go
Yeah,
to
you got
work
to go
again.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So after the chefing, what come after that?
So after that, I went to college and uni. So I left home when I was about 16.
Yeah.
And because I just down in the country, there wasn't much going on, and because I was into my music, I really wanted to get involved with the music
Gotta-
scene
gotta
up
put
in
yourself out
Bristol
there,
because
yeah.
it was really going off at that time. There's some really big artists and
Funky
stuff
in it, Bristol. I like it's
coming out.
quirky,
Yeah,
quirky
yeah.
city. It's
And,
safe.
so then I went to college and uni up in Bristol, and I've been there ever since.
Yeah,
so I love the place. It's
it
it's
is
a great.
Do you
great
actually live
city.
in Bristol, or is it outskirts?
Just on the outskirts
Yeah.
now. We were in the centre, but since when COVID hit, Jo was pregnant, so we were like in a high rise then, and we were like,
okay.
this isn't a place to be
Yeah.
with a pandemic going on. So we moved further out, and it's really nice out
Yeah.
in the suburbs. Yeah.
Do you think Banksy still lives in Bristol?
I don't know. I don't think he does actually,
No.
but I know people that do know him and have done work with him in the
Oh, really?
past. But it's very elusive. Nobody really knows who he is.
Such a
you
good,
know.
such a cool story, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. Yeah, it's one of them. If he ever found out who he was, it died down, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
like he
It'd be
needs to
boring,
keep.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, he
would,
needs to
yeah.
keep his.
Yeah.
I love
went
his
to,
work.
we're digressing a bit, but we do that on podcasts. But
Yeah.
I went to Dismal Land.
Yeah.
You remember Dismal Land?
I went there as well.
Did you?
Yeah,
It's good. Can you
down
remember
in
that or not?
Western Supermare. Yeah.
Well,
was
is
like-
it a Banksy?
Yeah, but it was
I do remember
dismal.
people talk about it. Like
Yeah.
that.
It was like a spoof version of
It was, yeah.
Disneyland.
Oh,
yeah.
was it?
And,
Okay.
it was, yeah.
It was good. Yeah, they even like because obviously everything that he does is really political, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they even had, you know, when you go to the safari park or somewhere and you get those boats, you put £1 in, and you can steer the little
Yeah,
boats.
yeah.
His boats were like refugees jumping out of like ships and stuff.
Oh, was they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you were like steering these. Like everything's political with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's
that.
really- it's- and all the staff were miserable. It's like it was a dismal experience.
Oh, I never
It
knew
was-
that. I
it was
never
like
knew
a cold,
that. Yeah.
cold, wet day in like
Yeah.
January or something when we went in there. So
Just suited it
was
down,
very,
yeah.
very
Yeah, it's
fitting.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Absolutely
It
brilliant.
was so good. Yeah.
So we jump back into the old business podcast.
Yeah, so obviously you sounded in here. Then when did the removals come in? Was it when you met the partner? Was it or?
Yeah, so after that, I was working as a foreman for a decorating company.
Oh, that was it, yeah,
so
yeah.
we worked on big commercial projects like school refits and office refits, and it was just like it was a lot of pressure.
Watching
it was,
paint dry.
Yeah, I wish it was. Yeah, but it was like 7 days a week, a lot of weeks, and like 13, 14 hours a day, just trying to make up on time all the time because all construction projects are always running behind schedule. And then I lost my dad in 2013, and I thought there's got to be more to life than this, and that's what got me into removals really. But also my granddad used to own a big removal company up in Surrey,
Oh, okay,
which
yeah.
he sold that when I was 3 years old, so I never really knew much about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But they had about 15 Pantechnicon lorries
It's in the blood
back
then,
in
isn't
the
it?
Yeah,
80s.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just skipped a generation,
Skipped a
really.
generation,
And
yeah. You've brought it back.
yeah,
Brought it
yeah,
back to
yeah.
your granddad. That's great.
Lovely
Yeah.
stuff, mate.
That's
Brilliant.
fantastic. So did you get, when you started, was it just you in a van? Did you start yet?
Yeah, it was. And a short wheelbase transit van as
okay,
well,
yeah.
yeah.
You don't get much in them
You
now,
wouldn't
do
get much in those.
Yeah.
It's surprising how much we got in that, really. But you'd struggle to make it overweight at the same time, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Little transit van.
Back
yeah.
then, I guess it was like similar to me. You used to go after like rental properties. You do about 50 trips.
Yeah.
what we used to do.
That used to be our main market, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Students, rental properties, also just single item moves. Like
Yeah.
you charge like 40 quid or something to deliver a sofa, or well, back
Okay,
then it was more
yeah.
like about 20 quid.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was,
Making a loss every job.
Yeah.
innit? I remember I posted once.
Yeah.
We did quite a big job, and I was all proud of it. And we did 6 trips with my one van, and I posted like 6 trips today. That's terrible for the removals industry.
I know,
that is.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, do you? If you don't know, you don't know.
No,
do you know what I mean?
no.
You just think you're working hard and you're doing well, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
good efficiency, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
The
know,
removals
yeah.
industry would have been like, this guy is
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
stamping all over us. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? What an idiot.
Yeah, you don't know. You got to start somewhere, ain't you?
Because people always want to pay in cash with that kind of industry, well, that kind of level, because you're doing a small job. They just want to give you cash and get
course,
on
yeah.
with it. And
Yeah.
we used to put like nearly all the cash in the bank,
Yeah.
but it's very deceptive, like having all this cash in your bedroom or something, because you think I'm
the
doing
floor,
really well here. I've got this
Yeah.
big stack of cash that I've had for about a month now, and then,
Yeah.
but it's quite
there's nothing in the
deceptive
bank.
because
Yeah.
there's nothing in the bank. You've got bills coming out.
Yeah.
You put that money in, and then you've got nothing because it goes on all your bills and
Yeah,
stuff. But it's
As
So,
with life.
From 2013 then, was it you and your missus started it?
yeah.
And then how long did it take before the second van came and it started to elevate a bit more for you?
Yeah, so I think we had one Luton van.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when she came to join the business in about 2018,
Yeah.
and she was working part time to begin with, and then it went on to become full time.
Yeah.
And it was really good having someone that could just do all the invoicing and send the quotes off. And because before that we were waiting about 3 years to send 3 years. We went about three weeks to send a quote off, and then you'd be late getting the money in.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think our second van, we got it. It must have been in the summer of 2020, I think, or maybe it's January 2020.
What, so you had for
So-
7 years you had one van?
Yeah.
you? Bloody hell.
Quite
Man in the van and
literally.
back to the man in the
Yeah.
van.
Yeah.
Was it, did you use any van? Or did you get involved in any van?
No,
Did you not?
we didn't. We never really needed to go to any of those
Yeah.
places because we built up such a good customer
Yeah.
base, and most of our work came from repeat business and
Yeah.
recommendations.
Okay,
So we really kind of, even though we didn't know a lot of stuff, we were still had the intention of doing the best job we
Yeah.
possibly could, and really looking after people. And
Yeah.
I think that was, it's really good growing a business off of word of mouth, because I think with any van, people don't know who you are. They don't know, you know, they can only judge you, but based on how cheap you are,
Yeah.
really.
I always say that the referrals are the strongest bit of like marketing. You can do as much
They
marketing
really
as you
are.
want, but when you get a referral, it's much stronger
Yeah.
Yeah.
than a social post
Yeah.
or any
Yeah.
marketing, I'd say, because it's someone's experience
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
it, and it, yes.
Yeah,
I
like
think-
normally you've heard it a million times, like, oh, if she used you, I'm using you.
Yeah.
You know, if she says you're good, I know you're good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get that, don't you?
Yeah.
But then it can backfire when they're like, oh, bloody hell, you quoted £800 for her and mine's 1,700.
Very true. Yeah.
It's a different move.
If it was someone who knew like 2 years
course,
ago
yeah,
or
yeah,
something, something,
Yeah.
you know, and then you have to
Different prices, isn't it?
explain that
Yeah.
everything's gone up in price, all
Yeah.
your business costs and everything, and the business has come a long way since you moved that person.
Yeah.
But,
It's funny, everybody thinks they've got the same amount of stuff as well. Like, I've had it before, they're like, well, she paid that, but
Yeah.
you're charging me that. And I
Yeah.
say, well, she used 2 vans, you need 4.
yeah.
But everybody thinks they've got the same amount.
Same amount. Yeah.
Every move is different, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
There's so many different factors.
There is,
And,
yeah. You ever get the phone calls when people say, how much to move my 2-bed house?
Yeah,
That's it. That's all you get.
Yeah.
We-
All right,
we
yeah,
do.
800 quid would be there tomorrow.
yeah. I mean, I'm not really on the phones anymore, but
Yeah.
I know when we get those, we know that we're not really going to convert the
Yeah.
job, and
Yeah.
we don't put much time into it. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go out and survey a job. In fact, how we're different to a lot of other removal companies is we do give a ballpark figure based on the average for the size of the move.
Yeah.
And if they're okay with that, then I'll go out and survey the job.
Yeah.
And normally that ballpark figure's quite accurate, you know.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of give them, instead of wasting your time, you give them a price
That's it.
first, and then if they're
Yeah.
kind of okay, yeah.
Because
that
if
works.
I've been out and done 4 surveys
Yeah.
and we've only converted one of them,
Yeah.
that's a lot of my time, which is quite high value time within the business.
course,
You know,
of
taking a
course.
business owner out for that long
Yeah.
just to convert one job.
What,
Yeah.
what about yourself? Well, how do you do it? Do you do that?
I've spoken to you about this before.
Yeah.
I think it might have been on the actual Zoom call when we did iMove.
Yeah, I think so.
And I brought that into the office, and I said, I think that's a really good idea because we get a lot of those. Like, we can do 8 quotes in a day and convert 2.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Wouldn't you say you'd kind of lose some, because sometimes I think when you do the quote and they see you and
Yeah.
and they've met you
Yeah.
and they like you, then they're prepared to pay
Yeah.
a bit more.
Yeah.
So I think you probably to and fro.
Yeah.
innit?
Yeah.
It's to and fro,
Yeah.
but I think our, you know,
But if your
the-
staff's doing it and your
the-
staff's not doing anything else, then why not?
yeah. Joe and Helen are really good at sales, so
Okay,
they're
yeah.
really good at promoting the value of the business, and
Yeah.
then the marketing, like it really kind of puts across the quality
Yeah.
in the work that we do, and
Yeah.
so they kind of know what they're getting,
Yeah,
and
before,
we
yeah.
might lose 1 or 2, but then our conversion rate on the ones that we do go and survey
Very high.
are like about
good, yeah.
80%,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
great, yeah.
I
because
remember you
we've had
saying
that
that, yeah.
qualifying stage before
yeah.
we do the survey.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's quite good. I like it.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. Little
You're not
attack.
wasting time, are you?
Yeah,
You're not
no.
wasting. It's like the prices on your website kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you put your price on the website or don't you? Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you get a lot of time wasters, but
Yeah.
then but then you'll get more inquiries if you
Yeah.
don't.
I think that's the similar, having the
Yeah,
prices on
yeah.
the website.
Yeah, like average prices
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's good as well, because it repels a lot of the wrong type of people
Yeah.
who aren't right for your business
Yeah.
before they've even
Before they even got
picked
it
up
on
the
it,
phone,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah. But if you're cheap, if you're a cheap removal companies, then you put your price on your website, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
If
yeah.
you're not, you probably don't.
No.
yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah,
I'd say.
yeah.
With most businesses, to be fair.
But
Yeah.
every business is different
Yeah,
in a way.
exactly. Yeah, of course it is.
Even in removals, like the difference between one removal company and another,
Yeah.
like it's different because we're all different as people,
Exactly,
and the
yeah,
business
yeah,
is
yeah.
just a reflection of
and
who you
different-
are as a person. Really,
different
and what
areas
you've
as well, isn't it?
created, Yeah.
Different areas, different price zones. You know what I mean? It's all
Yeah.
a lot of variables to take into consideration, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and different places within the market.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
You've got like Anyvan, who you mentioned, and they occupy a place within the market, and then you've got maybe companies like Warren's and Move On, and we're kind of more kind of like a niche kind of market, you know. We've got a certain type
Yeah.
of customer, and we work really well with those customers. But
Yeah.
we wouldn't work very well with any van customers, I don't think. 'Cause,
Oh no,
No.
I feel like that's like you say, they've got a place in the market, and it's
yeah,
working
yeah.
for them, no problem.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a bit of a race to the bottom. I don't want to be the cheapest.
no,
Yeah.
I don't want to race down there. I want to race up here.
yeah, very, very true.
So what
Yeah.
about marketing wise? Do you use leads? Do you lead generation, or do Do you kind of, because I've seen your social media and it's
Yeah,
good. I love the
yeah.
photos. I love the branding, and I think branding goes a long way. What people don't see. I love your vans as well. Your sign writing.
Yeah.
Do you do lead gens or do you do marketing?
We don't do many lead gens.
No.
We've started doing a little bit of 20CI. We're working with Marlon at 20CI,
What's
and
that?
that's been really good. But we're just testing the water. They kind of send out the postcards to people when their property goes onto the market, when their sale is agreed. They send out a postcard.
Oh, okay, I can see
And,
that working. Yeah, because that's when they want.
It's
Yeah.
when they're looking for a removal
Yeah.
company.
It's
But
something I've never
actually,
done myself. Can you track that? Have they got a tracking?
yeah,
side of things?
they've got a tracking app, so you can tell which addresses they've gone out to.
Okay.
And I think it's early days yet.
Yeah.
We haven't been on it for very long,
Okay.
and so we're waiting to see what's going to come back
Yeah.
from that. We do a lot of social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, something we really
Yeah.
like using, and we've done a bit of video, but not much. We want to get into doing more video, and what else do we do? We actually work with a telemarketing company, so they phone estate agents for us and get a meeting set up with me,
Oh, do they?
with
That's
the
good,
estate
yeah.
agents. I go out and meet the estate agents, and then they kind of deal with our partnerships. And I think they really kind of build up the relationships and make sure we're sending them out gifts when they're giving us work and stuff like that. So
Nice work, yeah.
So a
that's
third
worked
party,
really well.
a third party company does that for you.
third party,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that's good, isn't it? Yeah.
And a third party company does our social media as well,
okay,
but
yeah.
we feed them content, but
Yeah.
then they kind of schedule it all and,
So is it
and
like
make
an
sure
agent,
it's all kind of
an agency kind
managed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Are you happy with those at the moment? Yeah.
really happy. Yeah, I mean
Good,
the
good.
social media, we're not doing many paid ads, but the consistency is
Yeah.
really, really good. And
Yeah.
everyone I speak to say, you know, we've seen your posts all over the place, and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
The level's really good, and it looks really good, and what you're saying's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sets you apart, doesn't it?
Works really
It does,
well.
yeah.
It does
Yeah.
really set you apart.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
fair
that's how you grew the most, weren't it? Social media, really. You was just coming into it, weren't
Yeah.
it? And then you was one of the removal companies that was doing it when people
Yeah.
weren't, was it? Yeah.
I know I was definitely the first, or one of the first to hit videos really hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Removals.
And that was thanks to Rob. Obviously,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob's got a bit of you got your background's all types of stuff, isn't it? Oil and gas industry.
Yeah. I'm working on
yeah.
oil rig as a part-time job. I've been doing that for years, But obviously, I have a lot of time off as well to create businesses and be creative. And media's just a passion, really. That's turned into
Yeah.
to
a business.
to a business. And now,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm doing business with my best mate with iMove. So. Yeah, it's good. I love it. I love the process, and we love the process doing it together,
Yeah.
don't we? And I think it's business, and it's like a sport to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I love meeting
Yeah.
people coming in, saying they're using iMove and giving us feedback, and then it's helping them, and you know what I mean. It's just
It's amazing, yeah. It's really cool.
Collaboration, isn't
Collaboration,
it?
yeah.
And then you can do an awful lot through collaborating with different people and bringing in
Without a
different
doubt, yeah.
expertise.
Yeah.
And I think it's
and that's one of the reasons why
it's really great. Yeah.
we started this podcast, wasn't it? Because it's like we want removals, but it's also a business podcast to help young entrepreneurs and learn from each other, especially like if you've got a removal companies, like the golden nuggets that people say, like yourself.
Yeah.
Like I'd be soaking it all up. You know what I mean? If I had
I
a
bet it's
removal
quite
company.
interesting for you living in the removals industry now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think I've been a big part of it because of you. Like
Yeah.
growing up, I've helped Warren out on a couple of moves, and I've obviously filmed a lot of videos for you, so I kind of know the removal industry and how to pack and stuff just by doing videos, and because you edit it,
Yes.
like you're going over it and over it
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's
really
it's a
good,
good
yeah.
industry to get into. To be
They're,
fair.
they're great videos, honestly. They're just so well produced, and it's such a high level, and it's so nice to see that within the removals industry because
It is,
it's such a traditional industry, isn't it? At the end of the day, Warren, and
It is. It's quite
It's,
old fashioned.
yeah.
And somehow you've managed to make me look pretty cool on this.
Me and Warren always joke, actually. I always say, if it weren't for me, you'd be chefing. But no, he's done amazing because he's got a determination that not many have, like so. But yeah, it's good to meet people like yourselves.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah.
We met for the first time at the show the other day, didn't we? It's funny because you feel like you really know
person,
someone.
Yeah.
Because
we've done a lot of Zooms and stuff before. And,
during COVID, wasn't it?
It's true. I think that's the power of the marketing, isn't it? Because when you do meet the person, you really feel like you've got a connection with them. It's
the same for the customers. Some of our customers watch our videos, and when we go and do the quote, they're like, I feel like I know you already. So we're already won before we've got in the door sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
It's so true. Yeah. So it's having that personal touch, isn't it, to the business? And that's what the video does, is really kind of adds a personal touch.
I'm a big believer in stand in front of your brand, not behind it. There's a lot of business out there that you have no idea who owns
faceless
it.
businesses.
And there's probably a place for that, but I quite like the fact that it's nice to understand who's behind it all.
When your name's the title, like you've got no choice.
I've got no chance.
I think it really gives me a platform, you know, because I'm not out performing with music and stuff anymore. So it really coming and doing stuff like this is it's brilliant. It really kind of gives me a platform to express myself through the business. And
would your daughter be watching this podcast when it's released?
I think she will. She'll love it.
Is she daddy's little cheerleader?
Yeah, she's such a great
Let's give her a shout out. What's her name?
Josie. Josie.
Hiya, Josie.
Hi, Josie. So move on. Why did you come up with the name? I like it because it's a positive name, and it move on. Like you're moving forward, and obviously it's got the move.
If you don't want to move with us, move on. I remember you said that on the on one of the Zoom calls. If you don't want to move with us, move on.
It's good. You can use it in different ways.
If it's too expensive, move on.
But oh God, I think it took us quite a long time to choose a name, and then because we wanted to set up a limited company, we had to choose a name where the limited company name was available through Company House. We had an A4 sheet with about 50 different names that it took us ages to choose, and we just Move On was kind of Move On Removals and Storage. It was available. It had been a company before. I don't know where or
what
when,
other names were in the pipeline?
Can
you remember?
I can't remember. We had some crazy ones.
Did you?
Gecko Moves or Buzzard Moves or animals.
Buzzard Gecko.
Buzzard Gecko. Move on.
Before it was RJ Batten Removals and Storage, but when Joe came to join the business, we wanted something that kind of represented both of us really.
So you rebranded.
Rebranded, and I think it's we didn't want one that was our name, but not it's great having a business that is your name because it represents.
I've probably made a
you,
mistake. Oh no. I suppose I have to make it work now. It's my name, and I don't want my name to be tarnished.
It is. It is.
I remember on the Zoom call, by the way, when we did the Zoom call for iMove. I assumed that you and Joe were married, didn't I? Can you remember?
Yes.
And then is that awkward? Like, no, he's not popped the question yet.
No, you
so it is your opportunity, mate.
Come on, Joe. You got me into trouble. It's true. But no, we will get married. It's just like it's so full on. It's
busy.
Definitely. Yeah.
And you had obviously a baby during COVID.
Yeah.
When was that during COVID? Was it right away? She's 3 now.
She was in July. She was born. So I think we were in between lockdowns, and
Okay.
we had moves booked, but you can't like take a month and shut the business down for a month. And so luckily, a friend with a removal company was able to help out and take on the job for that day with our team members.
Cool.
But it was. Yeah, it was really
who was
tough
that guy?
actually at that point. That was Matt from Manage Mayhem Removals. He's
Worth
another
giving him a shout out,
removal
isn't it?
company
Yeah,
from Bristol, and
Yeah.
he really helped us out at that time. And it's eternally grateful, because if
Yeah.
it wasn't for him, I would have missed the birth of my
No
daughter.
way,
So you know,
It's good that when I see on forums, like the removal companies do help each other out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
local removal companies, you think could be more competitive, but like you do help each other out when
Yeah,
needed,
yeah,
you
there's a
know
lot
what
of trade assistance and stuff,
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
there? There's negativity on those groups as well, but there's negative on most groups, do you know
Yeah,
what I
of
mean?
course.
yeah.
I mean? Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't go on there and say I've had a great day, do you? Do you know what I mean? yeah, you go
Yeah.
on there problems or
Yeah.
It's true. It's I think people are quite critical sometimes, and they don't realise they're being so critical,
Yeah.
and how it
Yeah.
comes across. But
everyone starts at a certain stage, don't they? At the end of the
Yeah.
day, so it's like you've got to look at it in different eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are blind and they just look at it in what situation they're at now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So
But if you
sometimes-
compare it to a lot of industries, I think it's a great industry. And
Yeah.
just being at the Movers and Storers show the other week, it's amazing, like how friendly and open and
Yeah.
supportive
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
was in what we were doing. You
Yeah.
know, and it's
You're all on the same page, aren't you? That's
Yeah.
what it felt
Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
me. I've been twice. That was the second time I went. The first
me
time
too. Yeah,
I didn't really get into it that much, but this time it just felt like
yeah.
we all knew each other.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Before, no one knew who we were.
No.
Well, I think it was about 4 years ago when it was at the Coventry
Yeah, that's when I
Stadium,
went,
City
yeah.
Stadium, and
Okay,
it was we were no one, absolutely no one. But
Yeah.
some of the people we met back then have become like such tight like contacts of ours,
Yeah,
such
yeah,
like
yeah,
close
yeah. That's what
contacts,
it's
and
about, isn't
really kind of great people. And
yeah.
I see how we went then and we planted the seeds, and now when we went this year, it was like almost like everyone knew who we were,
Yeah.
and it was really great. Yeah,
great, yeah.
just making so many more connections,
Yeah.
and just realizing like what great industry we actually work in.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Love that. So positive, isn't it?
isn't it? Yeah,
So
yeah.
positive.
And to be fair, the feedback that you get from iMove, even the customers, they're great.
Yeah.
We have like on the group, we have a bit of banter and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's good. Do you know what I mean? It's not taking itself too seriously.
That's
No.
it, mate.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's speak about iMove. How you getting on? How long you been a member, and how you getting on with it?
We've been using it for about 2 months now, and
yeah.
we're really enjoying using it. It's took a lot of it's saved us so much time in doing the
Okay,
job sheets, in surveying the jobs, and just kind of like before we were spending literally almost a day a week doing job sheets,
Yeah.
me and Joe, and now we can send them out at a press of a button.
Yeah.
And we've nearly got to the point where we've got all the team onboarded and they can see exactly what's going on there. But
So you get your staff logging members
yeah,
as well.
yeah. So we're nearly at the point where we've got that, but at the moment we're sending out a lot of them in PDFs
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's hard with us, I think, because we've got a sales team. We've got like me doing all the surveys. We've got Aidan,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
the operations manager. Then we've got the team, and it is getting everyone on board and up
Yeah.
to speed with it, because you can't just shut everything down. And
No.
Yeah, you gotta
you've got to
gradually,
kind of
yeah.
have a transition.
Yeah, of course.
And we're
Yeah, yeah.
still in the transition stage.
Yeah.
But it's been so good, and it's saved us so much
Yeah.
time. Everything's much more kind of under control
Yeah.
with the business, with
Yeah, yeah.
iMove, and yeah, it's
Good to hear. Yeah.
really,
Yeah, it's
really,
really
good.
good.
Well, what would you say your best, your favourite feature is, or
I think it's just how simple it is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not any one feature. It's
Yeah.
just, it looks nice, and
Yeah, it
it's
does.
just everything's so user friendly
Yeah.
and so easy to understand,
Yeah.
and it's not overcomplicated,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. And I think it's having that simplicity can really create a lot of growth within your business, because the more simple you make things,
that's what
the
we
like.
easier it is to get people on board and scale up.
Without
you know?
doubt,
Good
yeah.
So
answer, that
it's,
is. Something that we're really proud of, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we do, because the more features you add, the more complex it gets. So we're trying to like gradually introduce these features, but not make them complicated, making it as simple as that.
Maintain its
that-
simplicity.
That
still.
was one of the reasons why we created the workflow page, because I don't think other softwares do, but we created from the workflow, so you can actually see what the next step is.
Yes,
the
you
next
know what I
step,
mean?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Guide
and
the
your staff.
customer on a flow of work.
Yeah, and your staff.
'Cause-
Is there anything you want to see, iMove? I mean, we've got a lot of things coming in 2024, which we spoke about on our podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I think before the end of 2023, we've got staff allocation, so you can allocate staff to your
Yeah, yeah.
vans. We've got the
Client
email
stuff.
automation,
Yeah.
email automation, so you can send automated emails without like clicking the button, so you can set up automated emails from like when you moved them, from 2 days from when you moved them, so we
Yeah.
can get ready, and then
Yeah.
a year later wishing them happy
Yeah.
anniversary.
Congratulations, you've lived here
Yeah.
for a year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's lots to come, isn't there?
Yeah,
I
there's-
what
think
I'm finding
that would be really good, having the automation,
Email, yeah.
because it takes it away from the person to like kind
Do-
of
do it, yeah,
the
of
more
course.
kind of
Yeah.
automation you've got, the less you're reliant
Less you're
on
doing it.
on a person.
Yeah.
The more kind of the person's just dealing with the system,
Yeah.
and the system's dealing with the
Exactly,
task.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all about time. I'm a big believer in saving time, and anything that we can do as a software to save people time,
Yeah.
that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really
we
see
listen
that.
to feedback
Yeah.
a lot, don't we?
Yeah.
It's important for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's certain things like certain things you've got to enter in the job sheet and stuff, where that I'm sure that'll be automated at some point, like
Yeah.
number of boxes or something like that could pull it down
Pull it
from
down,
the,
okay, yeah.
the survey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all like it's
Yeah, it's-
something that develops over time,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And like what you're doing, you're getting feedback off of all of the members,
Yeah.
which is amazing, and it's building up like a super kind of system
Yeah.
based on
Yeah.
the needs of the people that are
Yeah.
using it.
Yeah.
you know?
funny enough, that's actually on the
And,
list, the job sheet customization,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
people have asked for it now.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Because every removal company's different as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think I mentioned to you, like, if we could put on items like polythene mattress covers
you did,
or wax-coated paper blankets or something like
So
that,
just
and
customise
put
your own
them on
sheet.
there,
Yeah.
and then we haven't got to add it on in text afterwards. It can, like you say, it
Save
saves
time.
time.
Yeah.
Things won't get missed because the software prompts you for
Yeah.
what you need from it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
we've discussed
yeah.
this at
It's
length
really
with
cool.
the developers, and
Yeah.
it is coming.
Yeah.
It is coming, but it is actually a complex job, isn't it? That.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
from us looking at it, we're like, oh yeah, we can just customize it, but it's not as simple as just customizing
no.
it. But yeah, and we just do it in order of what people ask for
Yeah.
the most. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So we got the clients tab, we got the staff allocation,
Email automation,
and
and then QuickBooks.
QuickBooks, and then customization. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're excited for 2024, weren't we? To be
Yeah.
fair.
It's
Yeah.
gotta keep on growing and keep
Yeah.
getting better, isn't it?
Yeah,
that-
I'm
that's-
Mind you, we're
that's
talking
right,
about 2024 now. This podcast, if you're watching or listening,
Yeah.
would get dropped on the 1st of February. So we're already
Maybe,
2
yeah.
months in, mate.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we need
but
to
they
talk in the
the
future.
guests now, yeah. So in this start of this year, mate, what's coming for Move On then?
For January. So we're really kind of tightening the business up. So we're really looking at our KPIs and stuff
cool,
like
yeah.
that, and really kind of making sure that the marketing's working.
Yeah.
Really kind of fine tuning the business model at Move On. Really.
Are you
So
using the performance module to look at where your leads are coming from?
we measure it on a different system at the
Okay,
moment.
yeah,
That's kind of what I
Yeah.
was talking about, because the sales team are still using
Oh, you've got a sales.
HubSpot.
Okay, you use HubSpot. Yeah.
And we want to convert that onto iMove, but it's the same. You can only do a little bit at a time.
Yeah,
you can't do it all at once.
It's
you
a
know?
real
It's,
creatures of habit, aren't we? It
yeah,
takes time.
yeah,
Like you said,
yeah.
it takes time. It's
I think
only been a couple of
Hub-
months, so.
Yeah.
HubSpot you can do, because we actually used HubSpot for iMove
Yeah.
originally. our
I think
marketing.
it's good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good platform.
It's good. We found it was like
Yeah.
it went like from 40 pound a month,
Yeah.
and then it went to £700 a month. And it
Oh
was
gosh, yeah. Once you've got all the extra features,
yeah,
it goes.
and you can create a landing
yeah,
page and stuff like that, which is good.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a big
It's
software,
a
isn't it?
beast,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah. And we'll still use HubSpot within the
Yeah,
business,
yeah.
but we'll use it mainly for
selling.
putting our suppliers on there and all the estate agents on there and your kind of your business contacts.
Yeah.
And it'll be good because the iMove will separate the customers and the clients
Customer
and the
relationships.
leads from our actual business customers and our partners and our suppliers and
Nice.
everyone else that has a connection with business.
Yeah.
So
Good, yeah. It's good. It's good that you're enjoying it. Yeah.
yeah.
It's good.
Oh,
for
I
good feedback.
absolutely love it. Yeah, it's not nothing like being in business. Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, mate.
have
You
you
know,
got
it's really, like you say, business is a bit of a exciting beast, isn't it? It swallows up a lot of our time.
It's a roller
But
coaster.
what would we
It's
do
a
without
roller
it? Do you know what I
coaster,
mean?
Yeah.
Have you got a question?
Yes, I have actually. I've got a question from the podcast we just filmed,
Yeah.
which was Scott Rust
Brilliant.
from AIM.
Yeah.
Nice guy, actually, Scott. Yeah.
He's a
Lovely
really
guy.
nice guy. Yeah.
Very nice
yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
Knows a lot about the
he's-
moving industry as well. Yeah.
He does, yeah. He's got, his company Central Moves, amazing
company,
business.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really
yeah.
enjoyed that podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott, if you're watching this, thank you for the question. In 2024, what would the one thing you would like... I'll start again.
Break it down, boss.
In 2024, what is the one thing you would really like AIM to help you with?
So I think, Scott's really amazing at like the commercial side of things and the office moves, getting the big like government tenders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe, about like 10% of our work at Move On is commercial and for businesses. And we'd really like to up that percentage. And I really see that as an area of growth that we can capitalise on. So
It's the one thing I want to do as well.
Yeah.
I think your percentage is probably similar to mine.
yeah,
10%.
yeah.
And I think we could do more with that.
Yeah, it's an opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for growth, and
Without a doubt, yeah.
I think so much in business. There's like a glass ceiling, so we can see what's above us, we can see what we want to get to, but there's always that barrier between us getting from where we are now to where we want to get to. And
Nice way
meeting
of putting
people
it.
like Scott is brilliant because he's got so much knowledge to share. And when you share knowledge, you gain from other people's experience. It can really get you to the next level and break through that glass ceiling, It's,
Nice.
Good, yeah.
Good
Great.
question and nice answer.
thank you. Yeah.
So where can people find you if you're social media? Or what's
So
your-
we're on Facebook, we're on
Yeah.
Instagram, we're on LinkedIn. You can find us through the website, moveonremovalsandstorage.co.uk. And it's
Great.
good.
Great having you on
Story.
Great having you on the
Absolutely
podcast.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Yeah, I've
Appreciate
really
it, yeah.
enjoyed it, and it's been great finding out more about you,
About
you
iMove,
two and
yeah.
iMove and
People behind
Lawrence
iMove,
and,
The chefing days.
indeed,
Classic chefing days.
It's great because like Move On, I'd never thought you'd be playing the trumpet, but yeah. It's true. It's little things like that. It's just funny about life.
So people don't know this about, that's what I love about podcasts. You learn about, stuff that you didn't know that these people did.
No, very, very, very true. Yeah.
I could listen to any podcast, honestly.
Yeah.
I love
really
them.
can.
Yeah, really love them.
I like the business podcasts.
You're a fan
Me,
of
me
it.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything to do with business, like people's journey in business, no matter what business it is, I'm not intrigued by it.
It's
me a-
really,
give-
really
give
interesting.
The viewers a recommendation. What's your favourite business podcast?
The big ones, really. Direvis CEO.
Yeah, Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah, Stephen
What's-
Bartlett.
what's your
That's a
favourite
big
one?
one. Oh, he's
There's
got a few
loads,
in
isn't
it.
there?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's loads.
He's got a few. Because what I like about it is that he interviews intelligent people who are
Yeah.
like mind blowing.
Yeah.
So I like them ones on his, and like the health ones. But as far as like business ones, I'd say. Alex Hormozy, I like him. He's marketing. I don't know if
He's
you've seen-
amazing. I've just read his 2 books, $100 million offers and $100 million leads, and he's insane, isn't he? The content he's putting out.
The way he breaks it down, so simple.
Yeah.
He gets information and he's real clever, but he breaks it down like you're in high school. Do you
I've
know what I
never
mean? You
heard
can
of
listen
him.
to him,
He's so focused, really, and he draws it all
draws
on
it
like
on,
a flip chart, doesn't he? He's
And
just
he just that's what kind of we're trying to do. It just
Really
provides
good.
value and just
Yeah.
gives value all the time for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with iMove is that you've probably seen the handbooks and stuff and that I'm editing for free. Just trying to provide value to our clients without even asking for anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to build that reputation. Yeah.
yeah.
But I'd say
it's true.
Alex Hormozy, Business Podcast, and Steve Bartlett. There's a few others, but I don't know the names of them. I just subscribe to them on YouTube, and then when they come on, I like listen to them. And obviously Movecast, the new one, that's great.
Yeah.
Movecast.
I listened to one, the Business Excellence podcast, and that's by Action Coach UK.
Okay,
And that's hosted by James Vincent. And
is that a good one? Yeah.
Really good. It's like
It's
Stephen Bartlett.
It's a UK one as well, because I like them ones.
But there's some more like grassroots people on there as well. And it's UK.
You can relate more to the grassroots ones, can't you? I like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The CEO cast one's good, isn't it?
Yeah, the Asian lad is good, isn't he?
he's
Because
really good.
he does the same. He does the people starting up small businesses, so you can relate to it a bit more, can't you?
Yeah. People that got to a really high level, but they've started from nothing in a way.
Exactly.
It's,
like yourself, Richard. Like yourself. Humble beginnings.
Get you,
And
man.
now look here. Moving on.
It takes you to look back on it, doesn't it? Of
course it does,
You see how much you have moved on. Yeah.
Do you reflect? Do you reflect much, or are you similar to me, where you're kind of caught in the rat race that you don't actually appreciate it until you stop? You know what I mean?
Probably not enough. Yeah, I'm similar. It's only when you stop or when you get one of those breakthroughs, and then you think, "Wow, we're really getting somewhere here." But when you're caught up in it, you don't feel very successful, do you? With all of the carnage and the mayhem going on, and the
It's
long
a tornado,
hours,
isn't
and
it? It's a tornado.
Time away from your family, and stress. And
It's
it's
like them people, them people who wake up in the morning. And
it's like a tornado.
and then give 10 minutes to themselves and think about life. Would you do that? Or,
Like meditation or something?
meditate. I'm all, when I see people, I say, just do the work. The work needs doing. Just do the work. You know what I mean? Stop thinking about it. The work needs doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we were talking off air a little bit, wasn't we, about imposter syndrome? I've got the worst imposter syndrome. People tell me how great Warren's is and how proud they are of me. And in my head, I'm thinking, this is terrible.
Me too. Yeah.
But it is because you analyse yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
Like every podcast that I've edited, I'm like, God, the whole production's awful. Do you know what I mean?
Really? Is that what you think?
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to these coming out because I've upped my game a bit. Do you know what I mean? With the audio and the background
plants.
lighting. Yeah, the plants. Although the light went out, I was a bit gutted about that, but it's all right. Yeah, I'll do better next time, and that's what it's about: progression, learning from mistakes and progressing.
Our own worst critic, aren't we?
Exactly.
And that voice in your head, it can be brutal sometimes,
Yeah, of
course
and
it can,
it's
yeah.
kind of rising above that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And going, actually, you're like self.
I always, when life gets stressful, I always think to myself, "You're not going to die."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'll carry on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's as like more. I remember when I went
Very true.
Thailand and I seen this guy and he was on a skateboard and he was just dragging his leg. He had no legs. And
Yeah.
he was dragging his leg along the
It's
floor.
horrific,
And
isn't
I
it?
always
Yeah.
revert back to that. And I
Yeah.
think, when life gets hard, I always thought like the man on the skateboard. I always say that in my mind.
Yeah.
And I just I don't laugh like it, but I just think God, life can be far.
Yeah.
far
You
much
realise
worse
how
than
lucky
stress.
you
Yeah,
are,
without
don't
doubt.
you?
Yeah.
Because when you're going through a hard time, you think,
Yeah.
well, that's not even on the scale of the hard time that
Exactly what some people do.
some people are going through.
Yeah.
It's
But then someone did say one time, he said, but he's probably got nothing to do all day. And I thought, yeah, maybe. But it's the way you look at it.
It is the way you look at it,
yeah.
Like,
But-
do you know the mental health aspect of removals and life itself?
Yeah.
We were talking as well off air about anxiety, wasn't we?
Yeah.
I suffer with tremendous, terrible anxiety.
Yeah.
Tremendous, terrible anxiety.
Yeah, a bit angry. You're not too bad. Yeah,
I can go through stages.
Yeah, you
can go
It's, it's definitely managed now.
You
Do you know what I
wake
mean?
up in the morning and you've got that feeling in
Yeah.
your stomach,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah.
I can't quite face the world, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like breaking through that barrier, going out.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And going out and fighting another day, and that's what it's all about. It's getting
It
back
is.
up
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
and because
I think when you got like big businesses like yourselves, you got a lot of staff to feed as well. Do you know what I mean, they need to feed their families a lot,
Yeah.
and there is a lot of pressure on.
there is,
You know what I
you
mean?
can't
Yeah.
just
Nah,
you
it's
can't
not a
just
snap out of
run
it
away from
situation,
it,
is
can
it?
you? It's not
No.
like you can go, I can take 3 weeks off and get my head together. You've got to be like disciplined and find the motivation in yourself, because you
Yeah.
have to. You're the one that has to inspire other people and motivate the team.
Yeah.
You know,
It is,
and they're looking to you,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you think, well, actually, I've got to rise up to this.
You have.
Yeah.
And,
Something that I try and tell myself is that I'm the company's reflection. So
Yeah.
I'm like a moving mirror.
Yeah,
And what I mean by
interesting
that
way
is
of
because
looking at it. Yeah.
if I come in a foul mood,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to make everybody in a foul mood
Yeah, it
because
rolls
they're
downhill,
reflecting
doesn't
off me.
Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah.
If I'm
yeah.
happy, I come in
Yeah.
bouncing, I'm living life, I'm
Yeah.
making jokes and happy.
Yeah.
Everyone's just reflecting off me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
need to make
Yeah.
sure that my mirror is clean.
Positivity in it.
Very,
yeah,
very,
yeah,
very
yeah.
similar, yeah. Because it's hard to do sometimes, isn't
Yeah.
it? And it's, but at the end of the day, we're in this position, and we've got to kind of we've got to make the most of it, and do the best we can. And if you've done your best, if you've done the best you possibly can,
that's
that's
what you
all
can
you
do,
can do, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
To the
Yeah.
best of your ability. It's,
Without doubt, but you can always do more.
You can always
Yeah.
do more.
No, you can always do more.
It's
Yeah.
impossible to please you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when does it end? It don't
Yeah, it
end. It's a
doesn't
journey.
end.
You got to
Yeah.
enjoy the journey. That's
Yeah.
what I always say. It's a game.
Yeah.
It's a game of business, and you
Yeah.
got to enjoy the journey, because there's never really an end.
The
You know what I mean?
journey isn't half the fun. The journey is all the fun.
Okay. And on that note,
Actually, you never get to the destination, do you?
Yeah, you don't.
Because once you
You
get
never-
near
that's what I'm
there,
saying.
you
Yeah,
reset it
yeah.
again, don't you? It's
That's
like
it, mate, yeah.
success is like chasing the horizon at the end of the day,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
you never see
Because
it,
you
yeah.
never.
the world's round, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
That's what it is, yeah.
it really is. Yeah.
But,
Definitely flat.
yeah. But yeah. Leave a comment of what you think.
Yeah.
Flat all round.
But Rich, thank you, mate. Thank you.
Yeah,
We're going
thank
to
you
wrap the
very much.
podcast up now.
Thanks very much.
it's
It's
great.
been
Really
great
great,
being
mate,
on
yeah.
here. Really
Thank you very much.
enjoyed
Don't leave
coming
me
out
hanging,
here.
bro.
Yeah.
Don't leave me hanging that live on air.
Yeah.
Legend, mate.
Thanks very much,
Richard,
man.
thanks,
Yeah,
mate. Good
thanks,
luck with
Warren.
everything.
Yeah.
Obviously, by the time this podcast is out, we're already in February. But I
Yeah.
hope you're having a fantastic 2024
Yeah.
so far.
And,
Yeah.
and to those who are listening, hope you have a fantastic 2024. Smash life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
join iMove.
Yeah.
Nah, but thank you for coming on. You're a legend.
No,
Cheers, mate.
thank you, guys. Thanks.
Cheers.